Hi, good afternoon, jessicadumas.com. I had every intention to be doing this workshop on Facebook Live, but I obviously have to improve on my technical skills. So if you were waiting at 12 o'clock, I apologize. But I'm also very thankful that you are here listening and that you are prepared to have this discussion about making your 2017 the best year for you. And we're going to talk about how are we going to make that happen. So thank you for being here. I shared a link a little bit earlier to my website, jessicadumas.com, and on my contact page at the bottom, you'll see a wellness wheel link so that you can download a wellness wheel that I'm going to be referring to, and it's just a free tool that you're going to use throughout this process. So have a look at that. In the meantime, I'm going to get started and talk about it and let you know why I shared that with you. So again, I'm Jessica Dumas. I'm a professional coach and president of Prime Image Life Coaching. I have an online 6-month life-changing life coach program, my Prime Image Life Coaching program. And with that program, you get 24-hour access to workshops and lessons that I have spent hours over years perfecting and putting together, testing theories and simplifying things so that I can share them with you. And so I'm really excited that now I'm doing that. So I'm very excited about that. You have 24-hour access to that site if you are a client of mine. And that means that you get to work at your own pace. You get to decide on your own where you want to start in your journey, and I coach you along the way. And so it's life-changing for sure. With that program, you also get access to a secret Facebook page, which is also for clients only. And we have a weekly mastermind. So you're always getting that support through a platform such as Facebook in that private page. But with our mastermind meetings, what that does for you is it brings you into a network of people who are on that same journey or a very similar journey. And there's a lot of power in that, because if you've ever ventured out on your own to do something unique, something different, something on your own time, you often feel like you're alone, and you may sometimes wonder, does anyone get me? I feel like I'm alone. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Or if I share it with someone, you could tell that they're not really getting it. So the mastermind is designed to bring people together that are all on that journey or familiar with different levels of the journey, and you support each other. And it's really amazing. And then we have a monthly one-on-one. And so that, again, in addition to the other times that we're connecting throughout the month, it's that opportunity for you to break through specific blocks, specific areas that you are being challenged. And the program is designed to help you discover and bring clarity to your vision and your passion. It's designed to help you master your success mindset so that you are becoming the person that says, I'm going to make this happen, rather than focusing on your limits and looking at something that might be too big, but actually bringing you to a mindset that you can make it happen. So that's what my program is designed for. I'm also a facilitator for Indigenous Insights, and that's a training program to teach Canadians about the history of Indigenous people. So I was also going to share what is a life coach, because this is one of the biggest questions that I get all the time ever since I first introduced myself as a life coach about 3 years ago. And a life coach is really someone who you bounce ideas off of, someone who encourages you, someone who will help guide you through breakthroughs in certain areas of your life that you choose to work on. So we create limits in our lives, and that's what stops us from moving forward. And a life coach helps you break through those. And I love the work that I do, so it's great. Also helps you to tap into your deeper and fuller potential so that you are the expert in your life and career, and that you're able to take that responsibility. and encourage your self-discovery, self-empowerment. That's what a life coach does. So that's what I get to spend my time doing, and I'm happy to do that with you. So I'm going to ask you a couple of true or false questions. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. And so I'm just going to get started with it. And please leave some comments, send me some information, let me know that you watched this, what you thought of it, and if you had any questions. So true or false questions, I'm going to start with. Some of us are sick of hearing about New Year's resolutions. True or false? I'm going to jump ahead and I might say true, because it's something that, where did this teaching even come from? I don't know where it came from. I believe that we can start a change, a shift anytime. It can happen any moment, any day, but it's most correlated with January 1st, New Year's. So that's the history of it. I don't know, but we get kind of sick of hearing about it. So next question, true or false? We all want to make improvements in our life. I hope you can agree with me. I think that's true. We all want to improve in different areas. We don't always act on it, but it's something that I believe that we all want. So the next true or false, we all want happiness. Definitely true. Some people got to dig a little deeper, but that's natural to us. It's natural to us to be happy and to feel free. And that's why when you don't feel free, that it doesn't feel good. Because if you are stressed and you have too many things going on and you just are lost, it doesn't feel good because it's not right. And if we can find our way back to happiness and freedom, we know that naturally, because it feels natural, that that's where we should be. And last, true or false, we've all failed at something. I'm not afraid to admit that I have failed many times. And the important part of failure is getting back up, right? And learning lessons. And so failure isn't such a bad thing. So how do we make changes in our lives? Make improvements, ignore resolutions, call them whatever it is that we want. How do we do this? I want to introduce you to the change process. And really all that is acknowledging that change happens in stages. There are specific stages in the process that must happen in order for change to be real and to be effective. So just acknowledging that. And so hopefully you have some goals in mind and you've thought about what you want different in your life for 2017. More happiness, more freedom, more travel, feeling more fit, whatever it is. I hope that you have spent some time thinking about some goals, because no one can make those goals for you. I can't do that for you. No one can do that for you. You have to make those goals. But what I'm going to share with you over the next, hopefully I don't keep you longer than 25, 30 minutes, is I'm going to give you some questions to ask yourself throughout this process and to really evaluate where you are standing with those goals to see if this is something that you're ready to make a change in. And only you can do that. So let's just get right in. I hope that you have a pen and a paper. If you have had a look at that document that I shared on my website, we'll be talking about that in a minute. But these are a few things that need to be present in the change process in order to make it happen. So the first one is desire. And now that might sound like, what kind of word is that? What does that have to do with my life? Because I don't feel desire in my life. But in order to make a change and experience that realness, it has to start with desire. You need to feel that strong want of this to happen. You need to really feel desire, and that's really what's going to motivate you. So in the goals that you have started thinking about, do you strongly feel a desire in wanting to make that change? And we're going to talk about all of these in kind of circles, so we'll get back to that. So the next thing that you need to do for your goals is you need to have clarity. And what I mean by that is your goal has to have a specific definition. So for example, One of my goals that I decided I was going to share with you is that I want to be more active. And when I say that I want to be specific and clear on what that is I really want my body to feel stronger and more energetic. Because let's face it, I haven't been doing much to keep myself active. And I really would like to feel that. So I strongly desire that I would really like to do that. I've already started making some action steps in making that happen, but I need to be really clear on what that means to me. So if I'm not feeling strong or energetic, then it means I haven't reached that goal yet. And another reason why we need clarity. There's times to be very broad in what we're talking about, things that we're saying or that we intend. But when we're talking about making goals, we need to be very specific. So write it out word for word. And the next thing that we need, and sometimes this is the harder part, is we need motivation. What is this, accomplishing this goal? How is this going to benefit you? Why is it important to you? And once you have desired something that you wanted so bad and that you've been specifically clear on it, what does this mean to you? So what you need to ask is why? Because that's what's going to motivate you. I want you to come up with 3 reasons for each goal, and hopefully you only have 1 to 3 goals. I mean, we can't, over a long period of time, sure, we can accomplish a lot of things, but if we want to be focused, we need to be intentional. And in order to really be able to be successful, and small steps really, is 3 reasons why. So for your goal, whatever it is, so for, wanting to eat better, wanting to be more active, wanting to travel more, whatever your goal is, you need to ask yourself 3 reasons of why is this important to me. And those need to come in statements that make you feel good, make you feel motivated. Another big one to talk about is hindrances. What has stopped you from accomplishing these goals in the past, or any other goal, something similar, something completely different? But I don't think that we often acknowledge what is holding us back. So we need to ask ourselves that. What has stopped us from accomplishing this in the past? And then the second part to that question is, what are you going to do about it? So for example, I wrote down some of my notes here. What has stopped me in the past from being more active was really laziness and excuses. So I need to acknowledge those things. I need to think about what it is that stopped me from accomplishing these goals before I get to that point again. Because if I've already strategized it in my mind, I know what could potentially stop me, but I've also thought about what I'm going to do about them. Then it helps me in those moments remember why I'm doing this and what I said I was going to do about it. So what did I say I was going to do about it? Be prepared. Remind myself that I've made this decision and I'm going to follow through. And the other thing that I do is I write affirmations, or I write a script, and that's about changing your mindset. And that's not something I'm going to get into right now, but you need to know what are your hindrances that has stopped you in the past, and what are you going to do about them? Very important to know before you're able to get to the next step. And then evaluate your toolkit. What are your beliefs about accomplishing your goal? Do you really believe that this is something that you should have for yourself? And hopefully you do. And what are your action steps? You need action steps in every goal that we want to accomplish. So again, 3 reasons why this is important to us. And then I want you to break down 3 action steps to make each of these happen, each of your goals happen. So just pre-thinking, pre-planning, how are we going to make this happen? So the other thing that you need is you must always be open to growing and learning. So the things that I just shared with you: desire, clarity, motivation, hindrances, building your toolkit on what you need to be prepared, 3 action steps, and then just that acknowledgement to be open to learning and evolving. Because your Your goals are always going to change. They should always be changing. But the world is constantly evolving. The world is constantly moving, and we need to keep up. And if we stop doing that, and I think as humans, we've all been there at some point. We've all just stopped trying in one area, and you kind of feel like you're dragging your feet. And literally, we probably are, because the world does not stop spinning, even if we decide that we're not moving. So I encourage you to work on those things. So now to the wellness wheel. So hopefully you've had a look at it. It's a wheel. It's got 7 categories. And let me know again, please share comments with me, questions. And let me know what wellness means to you. So even before you start doing this, in the midst of it, whatever, what does wellness mean to you? I want to share with you what it means to me. It means to be fully engaged. It means to have a high quality of life. It means to feel happiness, to know real joy, know freedom, and really explore my life journey. That makes me feel fulfilled. That makes me feel well. Being connected to those who are also on that journey, connecting with you, and becoming more aware of how we can always constantly be evolving and grow and have more fun. So if you know me, you know that's something that I'm always rooting for, more fun. So this wellness wheel, please go get it from my website. It's free to download. It's got 7 pillars of life. We've got many facets of life, and there's many wellness wheels. You can Google one, and this is the one that I'm using. But before we get into that, did you know that there was a study done in UCLA years ago that discovered that we need 8 to 10 meaningful touches per day to be mentally and emotionally healthy? So I challenge you to test that out. 8 to 10 meaningful touches per day is what we need to feel mentally and emotionally healthy. Hopefully you're doing that. It makes me want to go hug someone right now because I love that connection. And also, very exciting news, in case you don't know, January 21st is National Hugging Day. Now, I celebrate this every year, and I think this year what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my camera out and or my phone, and I'm going to hug people everywhere, and I'm going to take pictures of it. And if I can figure out how to go live by then that's what I'll do. But January 21st is National Hugging Day. So if you are needing a hug, then I encourage you to go hug people. And even on the 21st, mark your calendar and go hug people. Okay, so now with this wellness wheel, what you're going to do is on each of the 7 categories, you're going to go through an evaluation of where you feel that you are in each of these categories. So you're going to circle a number 5. So the circle goes from the outside 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to 0 in the middle. And you're going to mark, or you're going to circle the number 5 if your life is fantastic in that area. You're going to circle number 3 if your life in that area is okay, but could probably use some improvement, which I like to believe I know that we can always use improvement. So I don't think I'll ever reach a 5. And then you're going to circle a number 1 if you in that area is not so great, and that's somewhere that you want to focus on. You also want to align that with your goals, and do they measure up? Does that make sense to you? So I'm going to go quickly through the 7, as quick as I can, through the 7 components and help you better understand how you are evaluating yourself on these categories. So the first one is the wellness wheel. And that's why I talked about, the relational wellness. That's the first one. So how well do you connect with people? How well do you communicate with people? Are you able to be intimate? And another really important one that I think people often forget is, are you able to be alone and spend time alone with yourself? I actually do love being alone. Not that I want to be alone all the time, but I have 3 boys and a new puppy and a partner. And so when I can get some alone time, I'm in for that. So relational wellness, that's how you're measuring that one. How do you feel about your level of being able to connect with people? Is that something that you think that you do fantastically? Also including being able to be intimate and spending time alone. So that is number 1, relational wellness. Number 2 is mental wellness. So how and what you think. We are what we think. So very important to be more aware of the thoughts that we're thinking. How do you feel about having control over your thinking and understanding your own thinking process? And do you feel that you have a really healthy mind? So just evaluating yourself on that. Do I feel like I'm well aware, or do I feel like I need to do some more work in this area? Number 3, emotional wellness. And this is just, how are you feeling? Are your emotions are secondary to your thinking. And so how is that going for you? Your thinking is going to, or your emotion is going to affect your motivation, your behavior, how you connect. It's going to, it's all intertwined, right? So how is your emotional wellness? Can you say that you're well? Are you stressed? Are you managing that stress and that's okay? Or is this an area that you need to work on? Number 4, physical wellness. How healthy is your body? You're responsible for taking care of your body. Nobody else can do that for you. So how are you feeling in that area? Number 5, spiritual wellness. How do you like your values? Do your values make you feel really good about who you are and really good about yourself? Number 6, professional wellness. What do? Do you like what you do? Excuse me. Is there another level or a new level that you want to reach in your profession or in your career that you would like to experience? Do you have goals in that area? And financial wellness. Now, this is always kind of a tough one to talk about because not everybody's, feeling great about their financial standpoint. But I encourage you to respond to this in the way of, are you happy with what you have in your life? There's no doubt that having finances in our life is contributing to our wellness. And I think we could all use more money. But it's also important to feel good along the way and accepting the stages that you're at in life. That's very important. So I ask you, where are you doing with that? So please spend some time thinking about what it is in each of these 7 areas that I've shared with you, and what do you want to change? Where do you want to experience real change in your life? Line them up with your goals, line them up with this evaluation to find out what it is that you really want to make a change. And so in my post that I shared last week, I also titled it Visioneering. And really what visioneering is taking facts of really good things that are already happening in your life that you feel good about, beliefs, things that you hold on to, and you take that feeling, that good, powerful, strong feeling, and you leverage it to bring new things into your life. And so how you do that is you start making a list of, a few, 3. I don't know why 3 is my magic number today, but 3 things that you love in your life that you're thankful for, you're clear on it, it's coming in, you know that this is a really good thing for you. You take those beliefs, those facts, and you write them out in a statement, and you spend some time getting your emotions into that feeling so that you literally really feel the goodness of having that in your life. You take that feeling and then you apply it to areas that you're trying to make changes. Of course, this is better with interaction, even one-on-one. It's something that I offer in my coaching, and I use it. I love it, and it's great. And I just wanted to be able to try to share that with you. So now what? We talked about some things that are important through the change process, some things to evaluate in your life as you're making these change. We're going to talk in a week, and if I can figure out the live by then, I'm going to test it obviously a few times before next week. If not, I'm just going to record it the same way and I'm going to post it. But what we're going to talk about then is how we're going to make these stick. So this session was really about, what is your vision? How are we going to define what our goals are? How do we really evaluate the things that are in our life, of things that are in our life right now? I encourage you to please sign up for my newsletter on my website, jessicadumas.com, and stay in touch with me. If you send me an email with your goal, any questions or comments that you might have and what you thought about this session, then I have something that I'm going to share with you on writing affirmations and writing a new script for your life. And so I don't want to keep you too much longer. It's already been 25 minutes. Thank you so much for your time, for watching. Please send me a message, and best of luck to you for all of 2017. I hope that you make 2017 and the rest of your life the best of your life, because you're in control and life should be fun. I honestly believe that. And yeah, Happy New Year. Take care. Thanks a lot.